Did you ever wonder if the chefs and employees eat the same food they serve their customers at Chinese restaurants? If you ever see employees taking a lunch break at a separate table, then I bet you might have noticed that the food they eat looks completely different than the food you will find on customers' plates. You might think to yourself that that is because the boss wants them to eat cheaper food since he's the one who's essentially paying for their lunch. While that might be partly true, the fact is, many Chinese people, including restaurant workers, will never eat the same food that many of their customers order. Many of these foods are not authentic to their culture and just simply a Western creation. They also tend to be the unhealthiest items on the menu. In this video, we will cover the top unhealthiest foods that you should never order at a Chinese restaurant. Before we get to it, make sure to smash on the like button and share this with people that you know love Chinese food. Number 1. General Tso's chicken. Arguably one of the most well-known and popular Chinese foods, but you ever stop to notice that you probably hardly ever see any Chinese people order this at Chinese restaurants? That is because the dish is actually an American creation, as it was believed to be created in the bustling kitchens of New York City's Chinatown sometime during the 1970s, as we covered in this video. Whatever the story is, Chinese people consider General Tso's to be junk food, and rightfully so given the fact that it's essentially deep-fried chicken coated in sugar and salt, probably more than your suggested daily intake. It is also coated with oil and high in calories. In other words, it's just a big plate of high cholesterol. If you ever had General Tso's and fell into what it seemed like a food coma afterwards, now you know why.
Group is calling for Chinese food in the UK to have a health warning on it. The group called Action on Salt says some Chinese food taken home can contain as much salt as 5 Big Macs, with one sweet and sour dish containing as much salt as 70 Ritz crackers. The cry for a health warning comes after a recent American Health Association report came out that said even a healthy diet doesn't offset the effects of high salt consumption. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says too much salt can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. The New York City Board of Health requires chain restaurant food to have a salt shaker symbol on menu items with more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium.
Number 2. Fried chicken wings. First off, they're not even that good. If I was going to eat fried chicken wings, I would get it from Popeyes, KFC, or the Korean fried chicken brands such like Banchan. There's nothing special to taste, besides it feels like a whole wing was just dipped into a tub of salt. The oil they used to fry hasn't been changed in who knows how long. If you're going to clog your arteries, at least do it with fried chicken wings that taste better. I've never seen a Chinese person order this at a Chinese restaurant. Fun fact, they also don't shave the chicken's legs. I've seen hair on the chicken wings from my local Chinese restaurants and it's quite gross.
On a fried chicken experiment where I ate one fried chicken meal every day for 14 days straight.
That should be enough to find out what it will do to my body.
The bad news is that your bad cholesterol went up.
It's gone up by about another, let me see,
5 to 6%. Yeah, that's right. So the problem with bad cholesterol is that it can clog up your arteries. And that's when you get a heart attack. And if you get clogged up one of the brain arteries, you can also get a stroke.
Number 3. Crab rangoon. I've never had it tried personally, but have no intentions of doing so either. Clearly another American creation, as traditional Chinese dishes don't contain cheese, and Chinese people definitely do not eat this, ever. Just think of a wonton that is deep fried, and the inner filling contains cream cheese, most likely imitation crab meat, onions, scallions, and seasoning. Just one look at this screams unhealthy. Crazy thing is, although this is meant to serve as an appetizer, this probably has enough calories and sodium to fill up your recommended daily intake. Number 4. Lowmin. Just the thought of it makes your mouth water, but it comes at a heavy price to your healthy well-being. First off, it's not the food if you're watching your weight. The amount of carbs you consume from one plate of Lowmin is probably enough carbs for the entire day. The noodles in Lowmin are also made from white flour, which has less fiber and can raise your blood sugar level quickly, which explains the food crash and the feeling of sluggishness you might experience after eating Lowmin. Lowmin is also cooked with large amounts of oil, so it will ensure it will not stick to the wok and taste great. The noodles absorb the oil like a sponge would with water, so your Lowmin is just soaked with oil. Soy sauce packed with salt, sugar, and other fatty ingredients along with high calories just make Lowmin one of the most unhealthiest foods you can eat. So the next time you eat some Chinese food at a Chinese restaurant, take a second to check what the other people in the restaurant eat. Chances are they're eating something closer to the culture and more authentic, and not the American version of Chinese food, which tend to be extremely unhealthy. If you like this video, share it with other Chinese food lovers, and make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Until then, stay informed. Ingenious Tomato out.